Receiving on behalf of Bea are her children, Sam and Beth Rose.
Our family is full of pride and emotion that our mom, Bea Rose, is being included in such an elite group of powerful and dynamic women. The Yiddish word for that emotion is kvel, and I know that Bea would be kveling if she was here today. I want to acknowledge the other women in this year's Hall of Fame class and those who came before, both those who are here and those who are not, and for the contributions that they have made to the state of Alaska. There's a famous Jewish quote that I feel sums up Bea's life. You are not obligated to complete the task of repairing the world, but neither are you free to desist from it. Mom chose to put that quote into action by working on a wide variety of issues that she was most passionate about, including education, women's rights, and mental health. She also worked for peace, helping to start a group to protest the Vietnam War called the Alaskans for Peace Organization. And she worked on environmental issues that affected Alaska by protesting nuclear testing on Amchitka. Bea was a speech therapist, but when she started teaching, the field was not divided into the areas of specialties that we see now. She worked with disabled kids as well as those who had speech problems. Mom worked with a child who had one of the only diagnosed cases of autism in the state. She also worked with Nick Begich on a variety of educational issues when he was a principal before he became a congressman. She worked on educational issues such as Title IX and legislation to better fund education for all children regardless of disability that led to special education as we know it today. As has been mentioned in her bio, found in the newspaper there, Mom helped to found the first synagogue in Alaska. She was also involved in Hadassah, a Jewish women's organization, and we have this great picture of her meeting here in Anchorage with Golda Meir, the former Prime Minister of Israel. Mom was the matriarch of our family, but also to many of the people that she came in contact with. People have told me over and over that when they were with Bea, they felt she was present with them and cared about them and things that were important to them. That is a trait I admire and hope to emulate throughout my life.
Thanks, Sam. I'd like to echo my thanks to the volunteers with the Alaska Women's Hall of Fame and my congratulations to the other inductees. I'm going to move over here just a little bit so I can see people. The other inductees tonight, my mother joins a very esteemed group of women who are being recognized for their contributions to the state. Like others who we've heard about tonight, our mother never sought to be a leader. She wasn't involved in causes because she wanted the limelight or the accolades. Her involvement, her concerns were part of her core. It was who she was. She was a mensch. And for those of you who are Jewish, mensch has usually been used to describe men. I think it's high time it's being used to describe women as well. So, a mensch is a person of true integrity and honor. And in my mother's case, she worked quietly and steadily, and she built deep friendships along the way. As it was mentioned, Bea worked full-time as a speech therapist, helping open up new opportunities and changing lives for children and their families. In 1994, journalist Martha Upiksen-Feenstra wrote an article in the Anchorage Daily News, thanking our mother. I love how Martha captured the role that Bea played in her life. She said, "The obvious gift she gave me in small group speech therapy to talk properly has served me well over the years. But the greatest gift that she gave me, I now see, was that she cared, and she cared with an intensity that made her a gifted teacher. For a gangly native woman who learned to love words through reading but couldn't properly read out loud, she was a childhood lifeline. Thank you, Beatrice Rose, for the ease with which I speak today and for the humane way you treated a young girl. After her retirement, Bea entered a wonderful new chapter of her life. She found a second love, went traveling, got involved in the community in different ways. You know those children books that tell you stories of larger-than-life grandmothers who ride on elephants in India or learn new languages or acquire new skills that would daunt the rest of us? That was our mother. And she showed us how to live life with passion and with meaning. 2 years before she died, Bea was diagnosed with a brain tumor. She continued to amaze and inspire me. Even then, a group of adult women, several of whom who are here today, at our synagogue decided to have a bat mitzvah, a coming-of-age ceremony that is typically held at the age of 12 or 13, but wasn't common for young women back in the day. I thought I wouldn't have time to prepare for a bat mitzvah with 2 young children, my work, and I had a lot of excuses. But when my mother decided that this was an important act for her that she would undertake, despite the challenges that she now faced in terms of learning, remembering, articulating, how could I not participate? Through her actions, she taught me once again that you don't have to be perfect or the best or have as much time or resources as you'd like to make a difference. You just have to care and take the next step. I'd like to close my comments with a quote from Anne Frank. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Through her life, my mother never waited a single moment to make a difference, and she taught us that we shouldn't either. Thank you.